on. I went and took a shower. I'm doing well. Y'all, I've lost more weight. I'm at 124 pounds. And I thought I was... Apparently, I'm not. All this damn stress. I hope I don't have stuff under my armpits. Deodorant. Y'all, I want to talk. Y'all, we gotta talk. We gotta talk. Are the comments on? Yep. I literally need to chug this Gatorade so that I can feel better. That's what we're going to talk about in this video, how stress affects the body. It says stress can also encourage unhealthy habits like smoking and alcohol misuse. Gee, you think? Hell, that's how half of America deals with the damn stress we're under. We're just damn out here drinking. I used to be in the drinking culture. I hate drinking alcohol. And as y'all know, part of the reason I left dancing was to get away from alcohol. So I haven't drank since the last time I worked. So ain't that great? At least when I'm not in that environment, I don't have to stress about whether or not I'm going to be able to control myself. You know, when I'm in a restaurant setting, it doesn't bother me as bad because they have state laws that said that you can't drink while you're on the job. So it's not a big deal. But when you're in the strip club industry, they actually practically pour it down your throat. I mean, they do everything but pour it down your throat. And it's like in the culture of dancing for the girls to be drunk. And it's just not something that I was ever really into, but definitely something that impacted my life, obviously. My driving record is shot because of it. I mean, I haven't had any kind of points on my license or tickets or anything in, 10 years, but still, when I stopped doing drugs, I stopped getting in trouble with the law. So my driving record is from before I got clean. Hey y'all. Oh crap. I'm just trying to get set up. My shower felt so good. THRETS? Yes. VICT. Nope. So close. There we go. I'm just trying to make sure my sources are correct because I've noticed recently that Google is not it anymore, you guys. I mean, I guess when COVID affected everything, it really affected everything because some of the stuff that I find on Google don't make sense, That sun's in my face. Interesting. So I guess I'm just gonna start with what did I name this? Freaking why is it whenever there's a woman doing a live, there's a flutter? I don't know, man. You think that's bad? You should be out here with me. They be trying to open up my car doors and looking through my windows. You think this is bad? God, don't. I mean, if you're a female, please be careful if you ever move into your car, because this is no game. There are crazy people left and right, and it will drive you crazy. I didn't work out. I can barely even walk. I'm so exhausted because I can't eat. I'm so stressed. I can't eat. That's what we're going to talk about, though. You know, I hear a lot of people say, oh my God, I'm so stressed. But are you? Because I'm not trying to down anybody. I'm just saying, I get so stressed that I lose 80 pounds in a year. It's a little different than the average stress, but it's also tied into mania and trauma. So I just want to start with what stress is. Like, y'all know what stress is. We all stress. Not all stress is bad. In small doses, stress can help you accomplish tasks or prevent you from getting hurt. For example, stress is what makes you slam on the brakes to avoid hitting a suddenly stopped car in front of you. That's a good thing. But people handle stress differently. What stresses you out may be of little concern to someone else. Stress can be short-term response to something that has happened once or only a few times, or a long time. Or a long-time response to something that keeps happening. This is what I keep trying to explain. It's like, you get cut, okay? Remember when I had that cut here and it took a while to heal? It's because it kept busting open. Speaking of which, I told y'all it hurt. I keep hitting on everything. So, like this. It hurts. I keep hitting it. And it doesn't heal. It doesn't have time to heal because I keep hitting it and re-injuring it. Your body is like that. Your mind is like that. When you're not healing from trauma that you've been through, you're not whole. You're not okay. And every time that you have a trigger pop up or have more stress on top of you that you can't handle, you don't know how to handle it. We'll talk about it. So it says stress can be short-term or long-term, and that's a response to something that's continually happening. Our bodies can usually handle short-term stress without long-term effects, but long-term or chronic stress can make you physically sick, both mentally or it can make you sick both mentally and physically. You know, when I'm stressed out like this and I'm triggered by my abuser at the same time, it's like mania. The mania and the stress, I can't eat, I can't sleep. The first step to managing your stress is to know the symptoms, but recognizing stress symptoms may be harder than you think. Many of us are so used to feeling stress that we may not know it until we get sick. Stress is a normal reaction to challenges in your physical environment or in your perception of what's happening around you. Experts consider distress to be stress that is severe, prolonged, or both. Distress is when you feel like you're under more stress than you can handle, and that's absolutely, I've been under duress probably 6 times in the past year. So, you know, between coming fully homeless, losing my job at the winery and having to deal with that stressful environment, that really stressed me out. Like, y'all don't know if it has anybody ever been around a true alcoholic. I'm talking about they drink from the time they get up till the time they go to bed, and they are dysfunctional as hell, and they're always coming up with these, like, I don't know, they just, every day it's a different story, and they make all of these plans, and then freaking nothing happens. It's the same. It's just like, they play so many mental mind games, alcoholics. I don't know how to explain what I'm talking about. I've never really experienced this. When I was a child, my biological father was an alcoholic, but that was different. I don't remember him ever playing any freaking mind games with me and being petty and childish. And like, y'all, imagine a drunk person 24/7 that's trying to be your best friend one minute, but then your arch enemy the next. Like, it's a mind clusterfuck. Like, it's literally so stressful between that and then the restaurant where they're trying to pimp me out and the owners are trying to make me sleep with them. Like, when do I get a minute to just, be one with God for a minute? Like, when can I just have a minute to heal and focus on working? Like, it's amazing that I'm even half sane. It's amazing. It says, so experts consider duress to be stress that is severe and prolonged. And that's when you're literally losing weight from the stress. That is duress. When you are losing weight, you are physically unable to eat, sleep, and function. That is duress. So I need to stop saying, oh, I'm stressed. No, I'm in duress. Emotional stress symptoms. Mental symptoms of emotional stress include feeling more emotional than usual, especially feeling grumpy, teary, or angry. Y'all see me go from hot to not real freaking quick. Like, I'm laughing one minute and then I'm crying. It's because it's a mask. I'm trying to work my way through this the best way I know how, but the reality of the situation is so fucking harsh. I am barely making it. Feeling anxious, overwhelmed, nervous, on edge. Does any of these sound familiar? Feeling sad or depressed, feeling restless, trouble keeping track of things or remembering things. And I told y'all that the other day. I said when my ADHD starts ADHD is permanent. It's forever. But it does get worse when I'm going through stress or duress. Absolutely. I will forget everything. And my attacker used to know this, and he would put me under duress to make me forget things, to cause the day to go bad. Keep away from people like that, man. Keep away from people like that want to see you upset, that want to hurt you. Those are not your friends. Trouble getting your work done, solving problems, making decisions, or concentrating. Physical stress symptoms. Headaches, dizziness. What have I been complaining of? Headaches, dizziness, clenching your jaw, grinding your teeth. My literal front teeth are chipped from working at that restaurant last year. The stress. I grind my teeth in my sleep. And I woke up and there was literal bits of my teeth in my mouth from all of the stress. Like, this is how people end up looking much older than they actually are. This is why we see homeless people that look way older. Like, y'all, I'm not going to make it through another year of this if I can't get my bills paid on a consistent basis. And then the lack of being able to fucking find work. I'm sick of talking to people over the phone. I'm sick of freaking going out of my way, stressing myself out, running my gas out of my tank. Look, we're back on E almost. By the end of the night, we'll be back on E. And most of that is running from here to there, and it's just never ending. Anyways, headaches, dizziness, clenching your jaw, grinding your teeth, shoulder, neck, back pain, general body aches, pains, and tense muscles. Remember, I told you guys yesterday, like, I just feel like I have the flu. Like, the past week, I've just felt so under the weather. It's stress. Shortness of breath, feeling more tired than usual, fatigued, sleeping more or less than usual. See, if you're anything like me, when you get stressed, you can't sleep. That mania kicks in. The reliving all the trauma, what led up to this, and the fear of unknown. My whole life has been the fear of unknown since I was a child. And all I've done most of my life is try to reach the end goal of owning something and being able to go back to school. Upset stomach, including diarrhea, constipation, and nausea. Loss of sexual desire or ability. Getting sickly more easily. This is something that I already knew. When you are super stressed out or in a period of duress, you're actually more susceptible to getting sick. Your immune system is down, and it's not good, man. The stress is a literal killer. It's not good. Your immune system's down, which means that you can get sick faster, quicker. Are y'all fighting? Oh, God. Will y'all stop fighting? Please. Please. Yes, till tomorrow. Oh, I forgot my little sign. Yes, and if anyone wants to let me borrow $400, I would really appreciate. Actually, I only need 380 because somebody sent me 20 bucks. So if somebody wants to let me borrow it, great. I can pay you back when I get my check on the 21st. But my truck goes back tomorrow. It has to be back before Monday, the 2nd. But it's the weekend. So since it's the weekend, it goes back tomorrow. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah. They've done called me like 10 times today. And I've done told them, listen, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not going and putting my life in danger and other people's lives in danger because y'all can't wait. I'm not stripping ever again. I'm done. I'm so fucking done. I was forced into that. I never wanted to dance. That's not who I am. That's not the way that I was raised. My parents taught me much better than that. And I'm not saying every girl that's in there had bad parents. I'm just saying that I know what I've been fighting for 4 years, and it wasn't to go back in a strip club and catch another fucking DWI. I'm an addict. I don't need to be in that environment. And I've known that for 4 years, and I've had to fall back on that because of this fucking truck. So maybe, maybe, you know, I don't know. Is it God trying to get my abuser out of my life completely since this is a way for him to stalk me? I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I would really like to have my home because I have nowhere to go. And we're not going to talk about that in this video. So it says respiratory distress. This is when you're not getting enough oxygen or having to work really hard to breathe. If you or a loved one is having symptoms of respiratory distress, you need to call the ER. Breathing faster than usual. Color changes of your skin, mouth, lips, and fingernails. A blue color around your mouth and lips. This can come from stress. You can literally just drop dead from stress. A whistling with each breath. Nose flaring. And this is for like people who are in respiratory distress. People who have been, like myself, that literally just break down and they can't even breathe and they're having a panic attack. So, cognitive stress symptoms. Symptoms of stress affect your mental performance. Trouble keeping track or remembering things. Trouble getting your work done, solving problems, making decisions, and concentrating. Absolutely. Which way do I go? Because if I go this way, I'm damned if I do. And if I go that way, I'm damned if I don't. So, which way do I go? Absolutely. Problem solving, making decisions, and concentrating. And that's why y'all see that I'm literally all over the place. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And you can't really sit in one place living out of your car too long, you know, and that's another thing that adds to my stress. You know, my parents used to stand over me and shout at me, and if I didn't move fast enough doing something, they would beat us. And so when you live with a parent that's strict like that, and it's a helicopter parent, you become an adult that with all of this anxiety and all of this pent up energy, and it's hard, you guys. And this is why I tell y'all not to treat your children like this, because this is what it does to a person. And then they get out in the real world and they meet the worst person that they could have ever met. Yes, I said borrow. That means that I will sign paperwork stating that I borrowed $400 from you and that I'm willing to pay back 10% interest on the $400. I also downloaded PayPal. I don't know how it works, but I did make an account for Breezy Briefs with Brooke. I set it up as a business account. If anybody wants to pay me the money, there's a receipt there. And I've said on the fucking record that I would pay you back. So obviously it wouldn't be that hard to get your money back. And I've also showed my check. So, you know, it sucks. It sucks that I've been put in this position. It's like either go dance and put everybody's life in danger and your own, or lose your truck because your check doesn't get here till the 21st of September. And, you know, I got $250,000 worth of assets sitting across town. But I'm too poor to do anything about it. Behavioral stress symptoms. Changes in your eating habits, losing or gaining weight, procrastinating and avoiding responsibilities, using alcohol, tobacco, drugs to feel better, avoiding your family, friends, and isolating yourself from others, failing to meet your deadlines, increased absences in school or work, doing your work more slowly, exercising less often. All of these I suffer with on a daily freaking, something that was interesting to me. It said lose or gain weight. When I first got clean 4 years ago, I gained a bunch of weight. I got up to 200 and something pounds. And it was because I was drinking alcohol. First of all, I jumped in a relationship that I should have never been in. And I started drinking alcohol, okay? But I gained weight, and it's completely different than this time. One of the reasons is that I was making a lot of money. So the depression I could do differently. You know what I mean? I isolated myself in the house and ordered DoorDash. This is a different kind of stress. So I gained weight back then because I was focused on drinking and eating. Now I'm losing weight because I can't afford fucking food half the time, Or I'm under so much stress that I can't eat. I have no appetite. No matter how much damn weed I can smoke, I have no appetite. Symptoms of chronic stress. Chronic stress is when you experience stress over an extended period of time. This can have negative effects on your body and your mental state. It can also increase your risk of cardiovascular disease, anxiety, and depression. In general, the symptoms of chronic stress are the same as those for short-term stress. You may not have all of these symptoms, but if you have more than 3 symptoms and they last for a few weeks, you may have chronic stress. Potential symptoms to look for include aches and pains. That's like your body, like your joints hurt. I mean, me personally, I start hurting through my neck, my shoulders, my back, my T-zone, like all of this right here. I get so stiff and my jaw gets locked and I'm just stressed, And so that's where I feel it, that aches and pains is in my back. And also with my mattress not being like it was last week, I haven't been sleeping great. It's not set up like it's supposed to. Changes in your sleeping patterns, such as insomnia or sleepiness. Now, I suffer from insomnia when I get super stressed. I cannot sleep. It's like my mind is stuck on fixing this problem, and I'm overwhelmed with not being able to fix it, Changes in your social behavior, such as avoiding other people. Changes in your emotional response to others. Emotional withdrawal. Now, I did that when I gained a bunch of weight. I completely isolated from people. And then it got to the point that I put on so much weight that I was ashamed of what I'd done to myself that I didn't even want to go out with my friends. I didn't even want to go out to eat with people. I didn't want to go to the movies because nothing fit me. Nothing. I would order clothes off of Fashion Nova, y'all, like bags of stuff. And it would come and nothing would fit me. And I was just so ashamed of how big, just like, Lord, I've got to do something, and ordering 2 people, and I was just ashamed of myself. I was embarrassed, and I didn't feel comfortable in my own skin. Changes in your social behavior, such as avoiding other people. Changes in your emotional response, emotional withdrawal, low energy, fatigue, unfocused or cloudy thinking. Hello, I can't even keep a clear thought. Changes in your appetite, increased alcohol or drug use, getting sick more often. So it says you may be dealing with something more serious than day-to-day stress if you have symptoms over a period of time, even though you've tried to cope using healing mechanisms. Long-term stress is linked to a number of mental health disorders: chronic stress, anxiety, depression, substance abuse disorder, and disordered eating. I also saw on another list, it said body dysmorphia. So that's crazy. So post-traumatic stress disorder, which we've talked about before, is a mental health condition that you may have after you have witnessed a traumatic event, such as a natural disaster, accident, or violence. So if you're out here at the gas station and you witness some old lady get shot, that's traumatic. If you're on the highway and you witness a horrible car crash and you see bodies on fire or some crazy shit, that's traumatic. I'm trying to think of some other ones. I don't know. I mean, there's so many, it's so many different ways that PTSD can hit you. It says that PTSD overwhelms your ability to cope with new stress. PTSD can lead to symptoms such as intrusive memories, avoidance behavior, and hyperarousal. These symptoms can cause significant problems in your work or relationships. Talk to your doctor if you're having any of these problems, obviously. So what's the effects of long-term stress? Mental health problems such as depression, anxiety, and personality disorders like borderline personality disorder. Actually, borderline personality disorder is like the number one personality disorder for people who have been through traumatic upbringings as children. You know, they went through trauma as children. BPD and borderline personality. Yeah, BPD. Yeah, that's what a lot of adults from the 80s are now getting diagnosed with. They realize that their parents, the way that their parents raised them wasn't right, and they're having serious issues in their adult life, such as myself. Cardiovascular disease, including heart disease, high blood pressure, abnormal heart rhythms, and heart attacks and strokes, obesity and other eating disorder, menstrual problems, sexual dysfunction, such as impotence and premature ejaculation in men, and loss of sexual desire in men and women, skin and hair problems such as acne, psoriasis, eczema, and permanent hair loss. I've seen so many women that were losing their hair, and it's stress. It thins their hair out. It can also cause gastrointestinal problems like ulcers, irritable bowel syndrome. This is from the long term. Completely out of your control. That's messed up. Completely out of your control. Let's talk about mania, what it is. There are a number of ways that trauma and mania are related. Trauma can increase vulnerability to psychiatric disorders. Trauma can increase the risk of developing bipolar disorder and post-traumatic stress disorder. So like I just said, if you've been through trauma, you could have PTSD. Mania can lead to trauma. Symptoms of bipolar, such as those who experience during manic episodes, can lead to risky behaviors that may result in traumatic events. So it's saying that if you are going through a bout of mania, you might go out and drink and drive and kill somebody. And why do y'all think I'm trying to stay out of a fucking bar? Okay? Why do you think I'm trying to stay out of there? I know myself better than anyone else, and you do too. You do too. Don't let anybody ever make you feel like they know you better than you know yourself. You know yourself. You got to trust your gut, babe. You got to trust that gut, babe. PTSD can develop after manic episodes. Mania episodes can have a traumatic impact on a patient, especially during symptoms of remission can lead to PTSD. Childhood trauma can increase the risk of bipolar disorder. Childhood trauma can increase the risk of developing it, or it can make the disorder worse, more severe. So things that you can do if you're going through a bout of mania. Hold on one second. It says be more active, energetic. Oh no, these are the symptoms of mania. I'm sorry, y'all. Symptoms of mania: being more active, energetic, agitated than usual, feeling a disoriented sense of well-being or being too self-confident, needing much less sleep than usual, being unusually talkative and talking fast, having racing thoughts or jumping quickly from one topic to another, being easy to distract. Oh, first of all, the only thing that I wanted to say about the difference between like this, what I'm going through, and drug use is, first of all, people that use drugs don't look like me. They don't take care of themselves like I'm doing. And here's the thing, here's the kicker. I'm barely freaking making it right now, and I think I'm doing a pretty damn good job. So, mania, also known as manic syndrome, is a mental health condition that causes a person to have abnormally high levels of energy. Mood. So you're feeling elevated, overjoyed, or very happy, feeling invincible, self-important, or having disoriented of sense of well-being. And see, that's what I'm saying when I say that, like, I'm happy and then I'm sad, because everybody's like, oh, keep your head up, it'll work out. And so I'm trying to see the light at the end of the tunnel, but it's not working out. You know what I mean? And it hasn't for 2 months. So, yeah. Behavior, being more active, energetic. We just read that. So one of the reasons that I went celibate 4 years ago was because I read that mania can cause you to take sexual risk or make foolish investments. That's something that mania you can go on buying sprees when you have mania. We see a lot of women do that. But me specifically, I wanted to see if it was the mania that was causing me to be promiscuous. So I stopped having sex. But also, when I stopped doing drugs and stopped drinking, that would, yeah. So I don't know, man. Are you a super sexual person, or have you been conditioned to believe that you are a super sexual person? Because I'm just saying, when I threw everything else by the wayside, I figured out that actually I only want to be with one person, and actually I believe in traditional families and marriage, and actually I only like men. Actually, you know? So sometimes you have to cut all of that bullshit away to be able to figure out what you like, actually. And I realized that I was living a high-risk lifestyle because of the drugs, because of the money, because of all of that. And when I got clean, I got rid of all that. Not at first. It took a while, obviously. But hell, 2 weeks, a week and a half without alcohol is better than today with alcohol. You know what I mean? At least it's a step in the right direction. I've got to stop stripping in order to get out of that environment. If you stay in that environment, you're never going to be able to control yourself. That's not how addiction works. If you're around it, you're going to be involved in it. Mania is a change from a person's unusual self and should be noticeable by others. And I definitely, yeah. If someone always speaks quickly, makes impulsive decisions, and doesn't sleep much, those probably aren't signs of a manic episode. There's no cure for mania, but steps can be taken to reduce the symptoms and avoid triggering an episode. Yeah, let's talk about that. Triggering mania. How does that happen? So there's a list of reasons. I was trying to see if there was a list for my specific circumstances, but it says there are possible triggers for mania include stimulating environments, bright lights, loud noises, large crowds can trigger mania, major life changes. This is huge for me because, yeah, divorce, marriage, job loss, moving houses, or childbirth can trigger mania. Lack of sleep, changes in sleep patterns, or not getting enough sleep can trigger mania. Substance abuse, alcohol, or recreational drugs can trigger mania, and I haven't been doing any of those. So isn't that great? I don't have to worry about that. It says seasonal changes. This is interesting because I get really depressed in the wintertime when it gets cold and the sun starts going down at during 4 o'clock in the afternoon. 5 on the East Coast. I don't know what it does, you know. But in the winter months, I get more depressed than usual. And I wonder if everybody does. I wonder if everybody gets a little down when it's cold. I mean, you know, Alaska, their rate is up. You know what I mean, their S rate. That's why in Alaska, because it's dark and it's cold and it's gloomy, you know. I think I read somewhere Ireland or Scotland, where it rains a lot, they also have a high death rate when it comes to, you know. So it says certain medications, also including antidepressants, steroids, hallucinogenics, can trigger mania. Okay, listen to that. Hallucinogens, it can trigger mania. So be careful out here eating the mushrooms, y'all. Y'all brave. Listen, they just don't make shit like they used to. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't touch none of that stuff anymore. I have too much trauma in my life to be fooling around with something and get stuck, okay? God gave me this awareness. I'm not gonna mess it up. Physical illness or neurological conditions can trigger mania. Mania can be a symptom of physical illness or a neurological condition. Wow. So if you're going through these bouts of mania, you might want to see a neurologist. Trauma and abuse. Trauma and abuse can trigger mania. And it's a huge trigger. Like for me, leaving my abuser, finally not talking to him for a year, and then he texts me out of the blue the other day. It's definitely lit the mania bush on fire. That's why I can't even think straight, because, you know, in the past he would hunt me down, you know, and I don't want to see that person. I don't want to see him. Never again. Difficult life conditions, problems with money, housing, or loneliness can trigger mania. So if you're struggling with mania, or you have bouts of mania, or you get triggered and you fall back into a pattern of mania, some of these things can help you. And actually most of these I do on a daily basis because they help me. Going to bed on a regular schedule, even if you don't feel tired. Y'all know that I love my bedtime, my early bedtimes. Eating regularly, even if you don't feel like it. We need food for energy. Avoiding alcohol and caffeine. Avoiding stimulating activities. Avoiding noisy, bright, or busy environments. Why do y'all think that I'd be trying to get out to the country, away from people? I tell y'all all the time, I gotta get away from people. I can't breathe. I can't think. Doing relaxing activities or breathing exercises. Avoiding situations where you may take risks. Not going back to the strip club. Postponing making big decisions. Jesus, tell me about it. All right, let me exit out of this. I want to talk about... No, come back. No, y'all accidentally ever clicked the wrong tab out. Oops. Look at these bell bottoms, y'all. They're so cute. Can you see them? They're bell bottoms. They're cans. I love these pants. I've had them for like 6 years. They're great jeans. They make really great jeans. Can with a K. Damn it. Oh. So I wanted to talk about the different types of abuse when it comes to relationships. So this is like for men and women. Well, for man on man, woman on woman, whatever you want it to be. Cat on dog, dog on ferret, whatever you want it to be. Dog on ferret, I think they should have laws against that, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. That ferret don't want none of that, okay? Let's see here. So the 10 different types of abuse. There's like 10 main types. Institutional abuse, discriminatory abuse, modern slavery, financial or maternal abuse, psychological or emotional abuse, SA, DV, or DA, like domestic abuse, and physical abuse. Something that... Let me find my tab again. I lose everything. So, first of all, if you're in a relationship and you got a gut feeling something just ain't right, it's probably not right, babe. That's your intuition trying to tell you that just, you need to get out. That is your mind trying to save your body. And you need to listen to your gut, you know? I knew that I wanted to leave my abuser before the first time that he ever attacked me. I knew that it was a bad situation, and that I think that I thought that I could outsmart him. You know, I don't know what I was thinking at 17, but whatever, you know. One thing I can promise you is that if you are, you know, between 17 and 30, you are never going to outsmart outsmart somebody who has more money than you, is more powerful than you, and is 60 years your senior. It's just not going to happen. The reason that these type of people go for young girls is to be able to manipulate and control and assert power. So let's talk about types of abuse. I knew I wanted to leave, and what I'm trying to say is if you have a feeling that something's not right, it might not be. And if it's not, then you need to leave. And the longer you wait, the longer you're going to be stuck there. You have to save yourself. You have to be the captain of your own ship and protect yourself. So it says the question of what is considered abuse in a relationship can be difficult to pinpoint precisely. Most people think of abuse, physical abuse, but there are many more types of abuse that people can inflict on each other. Essentially, abuse is any action or behavior that causes harm or mental anguish. So it says there are also subtypes of abuse. For instance, neglect and sexual abuse can sometimes come under physical abuse. Alternatively, you can also have guilt tripping and name calling under emotional abuse. And y'all know how I feel about, you know, we covered this and we talked about children. Y'all know how I feel about that, and I'm gonna say the same thing about this. That, you know, you don't have the right to treat anybody like this. And if you're yelling and screaming and cussing at your spouse, I've done it before. I'm not coming to you standing on a soapbox. I'm just saying, if you do that, that's not a healthy relationship. You can't talk to your spouse like that and expect them to be all hunky-dory. Words hurt. You know? So I'm just saying that I've learned a lot from my failed relationships, and that's what you're supposed to do. So anyways, emotional abuse. Abusive relationships don't always start with physical violence. Instead, the types of abuse in a relationship can start with more of a subtle sign, specifically those geared towards emotions. These can be as simple as ignoring or belittling your feelings. These can be as simple as ignoring you or belittling your feelings. Y'all remember I told you that I like to get in relationships with men who are emotionally unavailable? And they would ignore me or belittle my feelings, and this is saying that that's not the response you're supposed to be getting from your partner in a relationship. More specifically, spousal abuse often involves a dominant male. Of course, women can be abusive, but some traditional males take the need to protect too far. Let's see. On overprotection, stopping you from doing things or treating you like a possession is also listed under the types of abuse in a relationship. Within the emotional forms of abuse in a relationship, you can also find manipulation, blaming, passive aggressiveness, and shaming. On top of that, you have controlling behavior as well as criticizing or even isolating you from your friends and family. And what did I tell y'all? Isolate, dominate. That's the first one. They isolate you, and then they dominate you, and then they, oh God, what's the word? They alienate. So they dominate, they alienate. No, they isolate, alienate, dominate. There you go. I need to write that down for forever and ever. Isolate, alienate. I just can't. My memory, y'all. Dominate. Sorry. Somebody please catch that and put it in your back pocket for me, please. Please, pretty please. Because that's the process that abusers, now I'm coming from this. I'm thinking about this from more of a ST position with my abuser, but this is for relationships. So it says this list is not huge, because any verbal or behavioral action makes you feel shame or guilt or fear is emotional abuse. People often think of SA in relationships as the obvious one alongside physical abuse, although the CDC now refers to intimate partner violence to cover all the subtypes of SA abuse. The CDC shows that 1 in 4 women and 1 in 10 men have been victim at least once in their lives, have been a victim at least once in their lives. That's huge. 1 in 10 men and 1 in 4 women. This includes being stalked by a partner, although, of course, SA abuse also includes unwanted touch or pressure to perform certain sex acts. Physical abuse in a relationship can include hitting or shoving, as well as throwing things, breaking things. One of the forms of abuse in a relationship, this is the most likely to lead to depression, anxiety, and even post-traumatic stress disorder. You can also usually connect it to substance abuse, both for the victim and the abuser. It says, as this article explains, victims and abusers are 11 times more likely to be involved in violence on substance abuse days. So it's saying that if you and your boyfriend are out here smoking the methamphetamine together, y'all are 11 times more likely to be involved in a violent relationship. That's really sad. It makes sense if you consider that people turn to substances to numb both the physical and emotional pain. That makes perfect sense. Y'all, my lips be getting so dry talking to y'all. Probably because I need water and I haven't even been drinking anything today. Always and forever. Where's some water? Hold on 1 second. I gotta wet my whistle. Let me wet my whistle. Oh, God. You want one? Here you go. I did eat a banana and the yogurt a while ago. Always and forever. All right. I usually have tissues in here. Y'all noticed me for the past 2 days. You get those little slobber boogers in the corners of your mouth. That's new for me. I've never had that happen until I started publicly speaking. Barely. So it says, always and forever. I'm sorry. Other less well-known physical abuse examples include force feeding. What the frick? Choking, restraining, and dangerous driving. What I tell y'all? Dangerous driving. Don't be getting in the car with these boys acting crazy. Basically, anything that can harm you physically or put your life in danger is part of the physical types of abuse in relationships. Number 4. Those were the first 3. Sorry, I haven't been saying the numbers. Number 4, intellectual abuse. I've had this happen with rich people. My ex, Dave, another guy, the guy that had the kids. I've had this type. And, you know, sometimes, hell, there were times I'd rather you just punch me in the face than manipulate me mentally, because I don't play mind games, and it literally destroys me to have to play mind games with somebody. Like, and here's the thing. It's one of those situations where you don't have a choice. You're doing what they want. So if they want to play a mind game that day, you're playing a damn mind game that day. Intellectual abuse. We all have needs and boundaries to help us function as healthy and grounded human beings. Intellectual boundaries are often overlooked, especially in a relationship where the lines can get blurred. Nevertheless, everyone has the right to their own thoughts or ideas. A typical example could be if a spouse stops you from going to church or your spiritual meetings. Perhaps they make you feel stupid for having these beliefs. No matter what your beliefs are, as long as you're not hurting anyone. Sorry, I thought that one was about to hit me. As long as you're not hurting anyone, you are free to hold them. So this is like, for me, like I told you guys, wanting to go back to school, wanting to go to NAAA, I was never allowed to do that. You know, anything that would have bettered my life, I was never allowed to do. And matter of fact, I was talked down to if I wanted to do anything to better my situation. They would make me feel stupid. They have a way of belittling you and making these underhanded comments like you're not competent of taking care of yourself. You know what I mean? Or you're not competent to understand. They're superior to you. You're the little guy. They wear the big boy britches in the relationship, you know? And that's part of financial abuse as well, which we're going to talk about in a little while. I want you girls to know, you girls out here getting these sugar daddies, honey, you're not free. You're not free. You are a prisoner of him. No matter what your beliefs are, as long as you're not hurting anyone, you're allowed to hold them. Otherwise, you simply crush your self-esteem. So listen to what this is saying. This is saying that if you were dating somebody and they don't want you to be involved in the church, hypothetically, that was their example. They don't want you to be involved in the church. They belittle you and say that it's stupid to believe in God and you're an idiot for believing in the Bible. And they start attacking your core. That is your core. And what it does is it says, otherwise, you simply crush your self-esteem. It says, no matter what your beliefs are, you're allowed to have them. But if you don't have them, you're hurting yourself. It crushes your self-esteem. Intellectual abuse destroys a person from the core out. And you can see it in the way that they start to treat themselves. I've been through this big time. This is when I gained all that weight after I got clean. It wasn't just alcohol and food. It had a lot to do with the relationship that I was in too, you know. Birth control didn't help, but, you know, all of these things tie back together. All of these little things make the bigger picture, you know. So it says, different types of abuse under the intellectual theme could also fall into the digital world. For instance, your spouse could belittle you by attacking your opinions publicly. So this is saying you got a social media page and you're going to vote for Trump and your husband is an idiot and he's going to vote for Miss Harris. He attacks you publicly online and tries to berate you and belittle you in front of others. That's intellectual abuse. This type of spousal abuse is very close to emotional abuse. Regardless, it's important to remember that you are entitled to your beliefs about how to live your life and that boundaries are part of that. You have to have boundaries, you guys. You got to set boundaries with these people. If you start to talk to someone and you go into a relationship with them, you're starting to court and you realize that they're incapable of having to attempt to set boundaries, you just need to walk away from that person. Plain and simple. They don't have your best interest at heart. So let's talk about financial abuse, because this is, it says, according to the U.S. National Network to End Domestic Violence, 99% of abusive relationships involve financial abuse. 99% of abusive relationships involve financial abuse. It all starts innocently with the abuser proposing to help out with some sort of finances so you don't have to worry. This quickly escalates and you find yourself cut off from the so-called joint accounts with no access to funds. In essence, the abuser has full control. Similarly, with maternal abuse, you are just, Similarly, with material abuse, you are just as violated if your spouse destroys or steals your possessions. A car is an obvious example because once it's destroyed, you are isolated. In terms and types of abuse and relationship, this plays a big part in crushing your autonomy. Do you see what it's saying there? It's saying that material abuse is a type of abuse, and this is the type of abuse that my kidnapper had with me for 17 years. And it's saying it all starts off innocently with the abuser proposing to help out with some sort of finances so you don't have to worry. This quickly escalates. You find yourself cut off. And not only that, that went a little different than that. But yeah, pretty much he came into my life acting like a savior, and then a few years after that, I was his cash cow. He sent me to work, you know? So y'all got to be careful out here, because this says a car is an obvious example because once destroyed, you are isolated. This plays a big part in crushing your autonomy. Mental abuse. Clearly, the mind and our emotions are linked. There is a difference though. Mental abuse is more focused on the influencing of your thought process rather than simply your emotions. So where emotional abuse undermines your self-esteem, mental abuse impacts your sense of reality, as in gaslighting. You start to question yourself. You start to question your beliefs. You start to question who you are. You start to question, everything but the person that's gaslighting you. Takes a while to get there. If you think you're being gaslit, you probably are. Sexual abuse in relationship can also overlap with both mental and emotional types of abuse in relationships. For instance, forcing someone to perform sex acts that degrade them is also a form of mental abuse. Similarly, sex can be used as a way to control other people's feelings, such as making people feel ugly or unwanted. Once more, the abuser has hurt the victim. So I went through this when I got in that relationship, when I first got clean 4 years ago, and he would belittle me because I was gaining weight. And what it was that I was emotionally breaking down because the relationship was not what I was expecting it to be. First 6 months, great. You seem like you're a caring person. The last year, not so great. Found out that I was dating an emotionally unavailable person. It happens. This is why you got to court people before you jump in bed with them, okay? Keep them lids closed, baby. You'll thank me later. Sadly, someone's culture can also be used against them to inflict harm. Their culture. This overlaps with the other types of abuse in a relationship and is often less talked about. And I want to talk about this because it says their culture can be used against them to inflict harm. That's horrible. And this is equally damaging. It can also come up in the digital world where people often attack each other publicly. Signs of cultural abuse are similar to the other types of abuse in relationship. When someone's fundamental core is attacked, it can also lead to depression and anxiety. People can quickly become withdrawal, especially if the abuse is also getting physical. So if you got abuse on top of abuse, if they're, attacking you, your core, your being, your foundation, and they're slapping you around, and they're essaying you, and they're living off of your income, that's like, baby, you got to get out of there. And just like the Jennifer Soto case, we saw that there was a lot going on in that house, and she needed to get out of there. But I don't think that she's all there to know that she should have. Does that make any sense? Signs of cultural abuse are similar to other types of abuse in relationship. When someone's Typical examples would be to isolate people from their community, deny their traditions, or criticize their practice. So hypothetically, say I start dating an Indian guy and I don't want him going back to India. I'm like, no, you can't go back to India. I don't like your family. I don't like your culture. You can't be whatever. That's cultural abuse. That's abuse. You're discriminating against his culture, his family. You're telling the man that he's American now. You know what I mean? Like, and this is a hypothetical situation, you guys. I'm just bouncing something off of you. I'm trying to make you think about what cultural abuse can be in a relationship. If you're dating somebody from damn West Africa and you don't like their food and they're cooking for you and you berate them over the dishes that they're cooking and talk poorly about their country and their food and that's abuse. That's messed up. Number 8, discriminatory abuse. If your partner is treating you badly because of a disability or your gender, you could be experiencing discriminatory abuse. In this case, physical abuse examples could be stopping you from accessing, for example, your wheelchair. Other types of abuse in this category could be mocking your gender. They could even bring your age into it. This is further extrabated, y'all. Extrabated. Yeah. If they're exploiting you at the same time by, for instance, using your social aid for their benefit alone. Whoa. I guess this makes me think of like parental abuse. Like, you're supposed to take care of your parent and then you don't. But I guess this could be like, what's that couple? He's in a wheelchair and he has a beautiful girlfriend. Something in Grub. Squishy and Grubs. So, like, say for instance, she stopped taking care of him and wouldn't even give him his wheelchair so that he can take care of himself. That would be abusive. And there's some messed up people out here that do some horrible things to their own parents when it comes time for them to take care of their parents. You know what I mean? Like, we see them in the news all the time. So it's very broadly anything that can harm you physically, mentally, or emotionally. No one should ever have to suffer at the hands of others. They themselves might have become victims at once upon a time, and statistically speaking, we see a lot of people that have been victimized themselves becoming predators. So it does happen. But nothing ever excuses turning on others. What do I say? Just because somebody hurt you doesn't mean that you can go out here and start hurting people. Nevertheless, the only way to help ourselves is to get help with a therapist, support group. You can heal and recover. And I agree. If you're not in therapy, you should be. If it wasn't for my therapist, I probably wouldn't even be sane right now. So I want to talk about core values. It was saying that, intellectual abuse, it attacks your core values. This is why we see a lot of people that struggle with borderline personality disorder. They go through identity crises. They don't know who they are. They can't figure out who they are. And it says core values are the fundamental beliefs, principles, and ideals that guide an individual or organization's decision-making, progress, action, or overall behavior. These values serve as the foundation for personal and collective identity, shaping the way for people to view themselves, other, and the world around them. So as a person, they reflect the fundamental choices of who we want to be. That is your core, your fundamental core value. So for me, my fundamental core value lies with God. It lies with Christianity. It lies with me on a mission to seek out God and have God in my life, And I grew up in the church, but due to my upbringing, I got off track, So this is why I talk about these things, though, because I genuinely wish somebody would have told me. Like, please tell me. No, Pat. No. Many sex traffickers lure victims by providing basic survival needs. Okay, so we're going to switch over from the abuse to sex traffickers, but they're going to tie back together. So many sex traffickers lure victims by providing basic survival needs. They systematically provide distorted versions of higher needs to manipulate victims using threats, force, coercion. Traffickers exploit the fact that for many victims, the life may be their first experience of family and belonging. What were we talking about 2 weeks ago when we went over the statistics of women that fall into the hands of sex traffickers? And we also talked about how many strippers have been sexually abused. 90% of strippers have been sexually abused. It's horrible. But, these numbers tell us a common pattern. It tells us a pattern. It shows us how these girls ended up here, stripping. So, what really hit home reading this is that it said this may be the victim's first family experience and belonging. When I met my S-tier, he absolutely brought me in like I'm family. And this is the same thing. It says they lure their victims by providing basic survival needs. All you got to do is feed and water, and they'll stay. And it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. Let's talk about some of the threats that traffickers use to control their victims. Economic abuse. Traffickers may use debt bondage, wage theft, or other economic abuse to control victims. Psychological manipulation. Traffickers may use psychological manipulation to make the victims feel like they only have value through the relationship with the trafficker. Traffickers may use blackmail and shaming to keep victims under control. Traffickers may threaten victims or their family to keep them under control. Traffickers may threaten to share information or pictures with others or report victims to authorities. Traffickers may threaten victims with deportation. Traffickers may threaten victims with serious harm or physical restraint. Traffickers also use other tactics to control victims, including isolation from friends and family. What I tell y'all, isolate, annihilate. No, yes. Isn't that when you like, yes, I'm getting my words mixed up. Yes, that's when you like separate them from their family. Like you, yeah. And then, I can't remember. See, that's how bad my memory is. I should have wrote that down because that was a good one. Anyways, it says isolation and confinement. That was big for me. You know. So, fraud and religion and culture. The most common ways traffickers control their victims are through threats or economic abuse. Immigrants are vulnerable to labor trafficking because they have come to the United States due to violence or severe on certain women who are here illegally, and they want to traffic them. They'll threaten these girls to say, oh, horrible. Let's talk about what this debt bondage was, because y'all know that I talked about a debt trap. About 6 months ago, we were talking about a debt trap. If you don't know what a debt trap is, it is where your trafficker gives you a little bit of money, and then he says that you owe him a whole lot more money back. So when I was reading that article, it said in there, victims of forced labor may also be victims of debt bondage, where they are tricked into working for little or no money to repay a debt, to trap the victim in an endless cycle of debt, which can never be repaid and may even be passed on to their families. Can you imagine that? It's like, yeah, your mom died trying to pay off this debt, so now I'm going to need you to die trying to pay it off, you know? Like, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. What it typically does, it'll get all the losers to get out, you know? There you go. Isolate, alienate, and dominate. There you go. That's what they do. I mean, they that's what makes me feel so bad for Maddie, is because I know how these people, they cannot leave or get help. What did I tell y'all? He would take my car, prevent me from being able to take, would come out of work there, you know? Sucks. Debt for the job aboard with free transportation. They may borrow money from an employer. I'm sorry, from a controller for the travel and find a job finding fee. Once they have arrived, they can find the job. Oh, they find it does not exist, or it's not what they originally offered, and they are trapped into paying off the debt. So it says debt bondage is one of the most common ways of exploiting human trafficking victims. Placing people in bonded labor is a form of coercion and psychological control. Hold on one second. What does bond shit. My brain don't work. What does debt bondage do to a person psychologically speaking long term? There we go. Got it the second time. See, these are the type of questions that I need answered. Anyways, and there's no answers. Traffickers may tell victims that they have incurred a debt for blah, 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 blah. For me, it was bond money. I kept hearing how I owed all this bond money. For 20 years, I owed bond money that apparently we found out the other day the son of a bitch got back. So just another lie since I've been gone that I found out. Traffickers are also known to add fines if daily work targets are not met, which compound the levels of debt and therefore the impact on the victim. As debt is often continuously increased, victims are set up so that their debt becomes impossible to repay. Many victims who are trafficked for forced labor. Now, this can also be like we see people children getting kidnapped and put in sweatshops. This is also talking about them. Whoa, it says people can also fall prey to debt bondage by becoming a victim of fraudulent or unethical recruitment agencies. Where are these agencies and why are they still working? Like, why ain't y'all shut them down? Agencies can push victims into debt through excessive recruitment fees and or by changing the terms of employment. Victims may be expected to work one job. Now, you know what's crazy is that I know that I had friends back in the day that would have people at the mall approach them and tell them that they could have been models, that they can be models, and then they would go to this modeling gig and it was either for porn or an escort service or worse, some freaky dude with a damn camera in his basement trying to take pictures of you. Like, you got to be careful. They used to just walk up into, like, I've had people at malls when I was younger, back in the day, I remember where I was at. I was at Four Seasons in Greensboro, and this guy walked up to me and was like, oh, here's my business card. You should let me shoot your pictures. You'd be a great model. But I had other friends that had bad experiences with that. That's creepy. So that's what it's saying. It says he told you was going to show up and model for some pictures, and then you get there, and, yeah, it's a sex trafficking ring. That's horrifying. Listen to this. Debts are even passed on between generations sometimes. In Asia Pacific, millions of trafficking victims are working in forced labor conditions to pay off debt that was inherited from their parents, grandparents, and even great-grandparents. Thank God I don't have to worry about that. I would be so screwed. My parents were probably in major debt when they died. My mom. So going back to stress is not good for you. Stress can also damage your nervous system by causing a constant adrenaline rush, which can lead to inflammation and tissue damage. This is crazy because my feet and hands swell when I am in an episode of duress. My feet and hands swell. The damage can lead to life-threatening problems like high blood pressure or heart disease. Stress can also lead to long-term disabilities, as shown in a 2011 study of 17,000 Swedish adults. In the study, 1 in 4 people with mild stress received disability benefits for physical conditions such as high blood pressure and stroke, and nearly 2/3 received benefits for mental illness. To reduce stress, you have to understand what's causing it and make lifestyle changes. That's why this stuff is so important to talk about. It says stress is unlikely to be fatal for most people, but prolonged exposure to stress can lead to mental and physical health problems, including death in severe cases. But dying from stress is unusual and is likely the result of a heart attack or another cardiovascular issue. I wonder if you can die from dehydration from stress. Like it said, you can't eat, or either you eating too much, baby. For me, I can't eat when I'm under stress. I can't even have an appetite. What extreme stress feels like: irritable, angry, impatient, or wound up, anxious, nervous, or afraid. So sad. My feet are getting cold. I'm gonna cut this off. I'm probably about to take my ass to bed, y'all, in a little while. It's only 7:30 and I'm so tired. Let me plug my other phone up. Y'all want to go potty with me? Potty like a rock star. Let's go use the bathroom and get some french fries. At the very least, I need to try to eat something today. Alright. Y'all, there's this little old woman that lives in this other town. Y'all know I keep telling y'all about that homeless woman that just sits on the curb and it makes me really sad. I saw her earlier this morning. It just really upsets me. I just wish that things were different, you know. She's like elderly, and she's also like, sometimes she'll just be out here like screaming and stuff. I mean, she's been asleep on the curb since, like, I don't know, I think it's been like over a year. I can't remember, but every time she's just sitting out here. It's just so freaking heartbreaking. It's a cold fucking world. Alright. Jesus, I'm dying. When I'm done here, actually, I'm going to go wash clothes. Oh, wait a second. They probably close at 8 o'clock. Dang it. People have been really nice today. I went somewhere and somebody was nice as heck. Who was that? Oh, it was a coffee shop. Trying to get my keys on my pants. I say everybody's been nice today, and then I come through the door and some lady's mean mugging me. Never mind. Cancel that. Jeez. Jeez Louise. Why you got me? Yo, I got on a bodysuit and it's so annoying. I'm not buckling the crotch back up because I'm not. You won't be able to tell. You won't be able to tell still. It's a bodysuit. Say hello to my little friend. The back one is even longer. It's like a tail. I need to just cut it to a shirt like I do everything else. Oh, no, so of course not. Need one of those nail scrubbers. I guess where my nails are getting long. My nails have never been this long. I used to bite my nails. And I guess where my nails are getting long, it's harder to keep them clean because I've never had long nails. So I'm still like learning how to take care of my nails, you know. But I need one of those, like the little ones. Well, I guess I could use my foot thing, right? Yeah, I could use my foot thing. Listen, you gotta be innovative sometimes. You gotta like, what's the word? What's that word? Innovative. You gotta be innovative. That's it. That's it. Oh crap, I forgot my card. Did I get my card? Oh, I left it in the car. I was gonna get french fries, but I left my card in the car. We can just go through the drive-thru. Somebody got a baby. I hear it barking. Yeah, y'all see this paint? It's all the way down to the metal. I can fit my fingernail in that gash. So I don't know what he did. I don't know if he hit it with a key. I don't know. But that's some bullshit. Pisses me off. You know, and here's the thing. Like, what a loser. Bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, if I was ever a security guard, the last person I'd be worried about is me. Like, for real. But I got common sense and that idiot doesn't. So so I can't expect nothing less. You know, people are gonna judge you, and listen, they're always gonna judge you. They're always gonna judge you. And here's the thing, I've never gave a fuck what people think about me. What pisses me off is how dare you treat me like that because you're not happy with yourself. Like, that's my whole point. Because, and you know how I know? Because people that are happy with themselves do not intentionally try to harm someone. They don't intentionally go out of their way to make problems for people. People that are happy with themselves, they do the opposite. They do the opposite. You know, when I walked into that Walmart and I said, hello, how are you? And they ignored me, I immediately knew it was an issue. I was just like, God. And when the cop showed up and she was cool as hell. We give her 10 out of 10 stars. Yes, we do. And, you know, she showed up and she was cool. You know, I mean, I think that it's pretty clear what was going on, especially seeing that Walmart in the state that it was. It was literally like, it was destroyed. It was destroyed in there. Oh, Lord. Oh. So I asked them today at Allie, I said, well, what if I drop it off tomorrow? I said, and I come up with the money over the weekend. She said that won't be an option. She said once it goes to collections, they're going to sell it. So since I didn't have the money, I just didn't have the money. And I told her, I said, well, why can't y'all refinance me? I have the paperwork from YouTube. She's like, I don't know. They don't know how to do their jobs, y'all. Getting a different price like we heard last week. Remember, I played the call for y'all. It was like one here and one there. And I'm just like, no. Y'all are sketchy as hell. But it's fun. It is what it is. You know? I'll be able to buy another car. Fuck it. And probably a better car that doesn't, it's not broke. That's not, you know, my gas. I mean, look at this. 11 miles to the gallon. 11. You see that best 30 down there? When we get on the road, it doesn't get above 7 miles an hour. So I'm surprised that actually says 11.5. Yeah, I know. And see, that's the problem, is that I'm really not a mean person. I'm mean because people are mean to me, and I'm sick of it. There comes a point where you got to realize that people are going to walk all over you if you don't stand up for yourself. They will. Look at my life. My life is a complete representation of me not standing up for myself. Some of it's my own stupidity. A lot of it's my own mistakes. But at the end of the day, I never had control over my life. And, I was wandering aimlessly with no goal in life, allowing drugs and alcohol to affect me and impact my life. And that's not who I am. At the end of the day, I'm sober. I want to be sober. I'm going to continue to be sober. But people need to understand that unless you've been homeless and lived out of your car for almost 2 years straight, okay, I lived in Florida for a year, and then I moved back for 1 month. And then I moved back into my car. I've been in my car for 2 years. I lived in the Florida heat, dying with my AC broke. So, you know, this is not a new thing. I know that people come here and they're like, oh, you know, what's going on today? Like, no, this is not my everyday life. This is not who I'm going to be in a week. This is not who I'm going to be next year. My life, I'm adding some normalcy to my life. So if I lose my truck, I don't know what's going to happen. But I do know that I'm not going back to fucking drugs. And it's really sad that I have to defend myself online like this because people are that slow. But at the end of the day, I've had some great people that I've met through here, and I've had some great followers who have supported me and encouraged me to keep pressing forward. And that's what I need in my life. You know, I'm not a mean person. I'm actually one of the sweetest people you'll ever meet. But I can't be because society won't let me be. Me being sweet does not mean that I just allow every Tom, Dick, and Harry to open up my car door and fucking fornicate with me. You know, it's sad that we live in a culture where women are blamed for the biggest bullshit. I've had multiple men try to break into my fucking car, and I got it on fucking camera, and people are still like, oh, it's your fault. Y'all are evil. Evil. And that's the people that I talk about every day. You know? So these people that are saying all this mean stuff, these people that are rude to me, they're here for a reason. They're here as a sign for y'all to realize that what I'm saying is true, and this shit is going to get worse. People are getting worse. People are vile. People are evil. And for a long time, I was brainwashed into believing that I was like that. But I've never been like that. And that makes you an easy victim. It absolutely does. It makes you an easy target. You have to stand up for yourself. I'm not saying go start slapping hoes, but I am saying put your foot down and say what you feel. And don't give a fuck whose feelings get hurt. This is your life. This is your future. This is your career. These are your children. This is your home. That's your husband. You know? Stop letting people mistreat you, whether it's verbally, emotionally, financially, you know, all the forms of abuse that we just went through, intellectually. People call me mean because I stand up for myself. People call me mean because I've been out here damn surviving. But, you know, I know people are struggling, but I don't know anybody that's in my current fucking situation. My current fucking situation is pretty bad. Pretty bad. And I would like to say that it's all the fault of my own. But unfortunately, that's just not the case this time. My felony charges, all the fault of my own. But this situation, it's not. It was built to hurt me, to make me come back to an abuser. And I will be sleeping in the woods and probably get killed before I ever go back to that person. That person has turned me into a fucking crazy person, and this is not who I am. This is me under duress. This is me barely holding it together. But I'm going to continue to hold it together because that's what I've always did. That's what I've always did. I'm sick of hearing about the drugs and this and that. Honey, I can't help if you're slow. I've never been slow. Ever. Okay? And matter of fact, I've been held back from expressing myself and thinking and free thought and freaking, you know, I've been taught not to do that. I gotta sit still and be proper and be quiet. And screw that, dude. If that makes you happy being like that and being under somebody else's command and being controlled and not having free will, then congrats. You're a 50s housewife. No, I'm joking. But if you can do that and you're happy with that, good for you. I'm just saying that I can't do that. And I got things I want to do in life. People I want to help. People I want to see. Places I want to go. And I can't do that stuck in an abusive situation. And you can't either. Like I said, if you feel something in your gut, you need to get the hell out of there. And if he's done hit you once, it'll happen again. If he's done SA'd you, and to her too, and y'all know I told you, I've been honest. I slapped the crap out of a boyfriend one time, and it's a really huge regret for me. Not, you know, I'm talking about one of my past recent relationships. And, you know, once again, just because I feel like he was emotionally unavailable, it does not right to put my hands on somebody, period. And this is why I don't like alcohol. This is why I don't date right now, you know. I've been single for a while, a couple years, and a lot of that is personal choice because, number one, I'm starting to figure out what type of person I actually need to be with, and these things take time. And it's exactly why you don't need to be getting involved with people when you're damn 15, 16 years old. And that's just my opinion. God, there's so many homeless people out here today, y'all. There's one right here. There's a lady on the curb back there. There's like 2 guys over at the vape shop. I saw some guy over at Rose's with a freaking huge ass sippy cup. Like, so sad, man. It's getting bad. It's getting really bad. This girl is literally just pulling all of her junk out of her bag. And, like, I don't know what she's looking for, but she might just do it on the damn curb right there. Let's get out of here. I can't watch nobody do nothing like that. I don't know what she's doing, but yo. Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Bethany smoking some methane. Y'all, why? I don't get it. I told y'all I tried meth once, right? It's trash. Like, I don't know why you would want to feel like that. It's not even fun. At least heroin's fun. Or it was, you know what I mean? In active addiction. Not anymore. I don't want to live like that. But, like, you know what I mean? At least, I don't know. Everybody has their drug of choice. Everybody, it's different. You know, some people are going to want to mix Xanax and this and that, and some people are going to want to do this and that. Me, I'm like this naturally. That's why I like downers. I smoke weed. How much weed do I smoke? And I'm still the same fucking person. It doesn't work. I got to smoke a lot of weed, man, to get, like, you know? It's anxiety and stress, but the more I'm able to pull myself out of my financial difficulties, I'll mellow the fuck out and not be so stressed. But for real, that meth shit, not good, man. Not good. I don't know where. I was at the Baymont Hotel in Greensboro, North Carolina, and I don't know why I was staying there, but some girl next door was like, I'm getting gas, y'all. We gotta run in the sheets. They also got Wi-Fi. She said, I can get you some stuff. I don't know if we met in the hallway. I don't remember, y'all. But this is why I say, keep your ass out of sketchy ass, cheap ass hotels after you get clean. Just, you can't go around those people yet. You need to give yourself about 2-3 years to be around anyone that you might even have a gut intuition. Maybe that person might be on drugs. You need to give yourself years to be able to even go around somebody like that. Like, that you might believe is on drugs. You don't even know for a fact. They just look weird and act weird, and you're like, that motherfucker might be on drugs. You need to have years before you can go around somebody like that. You can't just, and that's why we see a lot of families that are on drugs, and they all do drugs, and it's hard for, like, the children or the siblings or whatever to get clean, because once they get out of rehab, they go right back home to mama and daddy. Well, mama and daddy's the one that started giving them Oxycontin in 1994 when they were 14, remember? So if little broski over here gets clean and mom and daddy's still at the house popping pills, that means you can't go around your family, baby. That's what that means. You can't go back around your family. So you can have your family or you can have your sobriety. It's unfortunate, but, you know, I wish somebody would have told me that all the times I fucking went to rehab. It's funny how I didn't even go to rehab. It was the only time that rehab worked was when I actually got clean on my own. I was prepared. I was so prepared, y'all. I had boxes of Ensure, boxes of every liquid hydration drink you could think of. I went and got liquid IV drips put in my arm by the darn urgent care. I was not playing around. I said, I'm getting clean. I said, rehabs ain't working. It's bullshit. And I got clean. I did it. On my own. And you can do it too. Anybody can. Anybody can. Let's get some gas. I gotta find my card though. I still got a pack of that beef jerky left. I ate one bag in my sleep the other night. When was that? Whenever we got it, the night we bought it, it was like last week, I think, maybe. Yeah, and I'm still gonna lose my truck. Why are you in my comment section being fucking stupid? God. Here, donate to my channel, please. Yes. I'm $380 short exactly. And I've already showed the paperwork and everything on here. So I got to get it handled. If you can donate or if you would let me borrow the money, I already said that I would pay the money back with 10%. I'm willing to pay like 10% interest back. Once again, I'm desperate to get this paid because if I don't, then I'm going to be walking down the street. Like, there is nowhere for me to go, you know? So, not anywhere that's safe and stable and drug-free. And you know, we were talking earlier about mania and all this stuff, and I'm trying to calmly explain how I feel so that people can better understand me, because I know that I get emotional. But just imagine for a minute just trying to live like this. Just imagine. I'm telling you right now, you would lose your mind. Don't ever put yourself in this type of situation. I'm telling you, this is why I'm talking about these things. Ever. That's why I don't even look at the comments, y'all. Because people are ignorant. Plumb. There we go. Fixed it. I mean, it's really sad that the place I came to was YouTube to start speaking. And the reason why was because I was never allowed to. And then I got the same type of people that I've dealt with my whole life in the comment section, acting just like the people I dealt with my whole life. I'm not listening to it whatsoever. I have real problems. Should I get something to drink? Probably. My lips do feel better after drinking that Gatorade, so I guess I'll get another one of those. No. Probably some water. Those things are $4. It's ridiculous. I forgot gas. Of course I did. But at least I got food. I guess that one little hit off pen helped, right? I gotta get my hands full. My hands are full. Look at this truck, y'all. Look at this truck. Welcome to the South. Welcome to the South. Oh, don't run that mouth. Trying to set you somewhere. There's nowhere to set you. Booyah. Lord have mercy. Oh, and it's hard. Sorry, that truck got my head spinning. I was trying to look at the lights underneath it. Damn this music. Son of a biscuit. Why does this have a warning? It says lock your vehicle. It said, warning, while pumping gas, lock your vehicle. $2.88. We're gonna go ahead and fill up since it's that cheap. $2.88. Didn't we just fill up yesterday? Oh, they called me back about my residency. It got approved. I was like, well, I would hope so. I've been a North Carolina resident my whole life. Unbelievable. Oopsie. How do you mess up something like that? Anybody a student advisor or anything? Teacher in here? How do you mess up something like that? When I didn't even live there for a year and I didn't even go to Florida State. Oh, that's a nice classic Ford. I think it's a Ford. Yep, F-150. I had one, but it didn't have the extended bed on it. It didn't have the, it wasn't the cab like that. It was just a flat bed with a flat bed in the inside. Like a flat seat in the inside. I drove the brakes off that thing legitimately. Legitimately. Brakes didn't work at all. Let's try this drink. I ain't never had this flavor. It's peach raspberry. Oh, look at this. See what I tell you? I said when gas is cheap, it ain't a big problem. But if it gets above, $3 a gallon, it starts to get super expensive to the point that I can't afford it. Okay, all my money. I'm spending $70, $80 every day to every other day, tops. When you're doing that 3, 4, 5 times a week, there's your money. There's your paycheck down the drain. I'm gonna go ahead and try to fill this up a little more. We're gonna go to 47. That's cheap. Oh man, 1701, 701, 4701. This is what I need to start doing. Every time I go, I need to grab our receipts, shove them in the glove box so that I can totally tally up this stuff. Totally tally up that stuff. Alright. Y'all be talking about me, and my car. Let me tell you. These little kids behind me that are in this big Chevy GMC, they were at the gym earlier. Then they were at this other place earlier. And then I run into them here. They got to be selling dope or living out of their car like me. No, I'm joking, for real. Well, kind of. That's definitely some dope boy behavior. All over town at different locations. Like, my excuse is I live out the car. But it's not an excuse. It's the truth. So it smells really good. It's peach raspberry. I like these. Be careful though, because sometimes they're bad. I buy one and it's like rotten. It's like fermented in there. I think that's how you say it, fermented. I got gas on my hand. I mean, it ain't bad. It's got like this after kick that's kind of bitters. Yeah, halfway down, it's got some artificial lemon in it. Halfway down. $47. I ain't filled up for that cheap since Jesus was a boy. For realsies. Well, I did already have a quarter of a tank. That's why. Because typically, even at $3.80, when we were in Charleston, it was that price. Remember? I'm just disinfecting my hands because those gas pumps are gross. Well, I'm going to try to post up to smoke something because I need to rest. Oh my God, this bed. That's what I was going to do. I was going to try to make something that's comfortable. I really want to keep my home really, really bad. But, you know, it is what it is. Sometimes all you can do is pray. Sometimes all you can do is pray. Period. Yes, Queen. Oh my God, that was so funny, that lady saying. What did she say? She said, abortions for dogs. Yes, Queen. I don't know. I'm just making up some shit. Apparently, there was some interviews done by a Republican jokester. I don't know what to call him. A Republican jokester. He went around the DNC acting like a gay man, pretending to look for support for the LGBT. And this girl, this white girl, walks up to him and he starts interviewing her. And she's like, yes, Queen. And he's throwing all of this random BS out there. Like, unlegitimate scenarios and organizations. And she's just like, yes, Queen. Just because he's a gay man. She's just agreeing. And it's stuff that doesn't even exist. And it's hilarious. It's so funny. Bless your heart. Listen, I would have been right there with her, 2012. I would have been right there with her. And I was like, yes, King, in 2012. You know what I mean? I was like, yes, Queen, yes, King, in 2012. So, yeah. Things change, man. Things change. People grow up. People go broke. People have to file for bankruptcy, you know? And it changes their opinion on things. And it should. It absolutely should. That is what life is for. Going through all of this bullshit is what makes life life. You make your mistakes and you learn from it. I just hope that I have a chance to learn from it, because it don't feel like it. I tell you, man, it's been one hardship after another since COVID. I haven't had a break. One hardship since COVID after another. You know, when I got clean, I had left my ex, Dave, you know, that I've been with for like 6 years, and a drug relationship with, you know. He owned a strip club, and it was bad, y'all. But ironically, he also worked for the Pentagon, and that's what I be telling y'all. It'd be them rich people that are weird, like them rich people that are weird, okay? But anyways, when I got clean, I had left him, and I moved to Charlotte and got a house in Charlotte and was prospering, working in construction and damn stripping and damn doing all kinds of stuff. And that was the last time I lived in like a house, like probably 21. Now, we all know that I have a house, but I'm going to have to go to court for it. That's different. I've moved back in there once or twice, but only out of necessity because I just didn't want to be around that person. When I got clean, I really started to feel it. Like, I started to get violently ill, even if I saw his face. And that's when I really started confronting the shame that I felt and the guilt. And the longer time goes on, the more I realize that a lot of things I've been through are out of my hands, but also that I handled things completely wrong back in the day. But also, how much of that is my own negligence, and how much is it that, things that I wasn't taught? How much was accidental, like incompetence, because I wasn't taught? Do you see what I'm saying? I don't know. That's what I'm currently dealing with. How much of my life is my own fault, and how much of it is from incompetence from my parents? When you have to be taught things, and I wasn't. My family still to this day can't even have a real conversation. My aunt's been texting me, and I told her I'm fine. I'm like, I'm alive. So she used to do this thing where she would like text me to make sure I'm okay, blah, 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 blah. And I used to talk to her and try to talk real conversations with her. For the last 4 years, I've tried to have a relationship with this woman. But sometimes some people are incapable of being authentic and genuine. And if you're an authentic, genuine person, you're wanting that. You're wanting that. You're needing that, especially if you haven't had that. You have to do the opposite of what you were doing. So if you were isolating and drug use, you need to connect with people and make real connections and real friendships and find your tribe. You need that good people, places, and things to keep you from going back to the bad places and people, places, and things. That's why I isolate, honey, because everybody I meet is fucking crazy. But y'all call me crazy. Whatever you want to think, honey. I'm not damn on drugs out here selling my butt online for $2.99. Okay? Call me what you want. But I ain't out here drinking and damn drugging every damn day. I ain't got time. I've been getting stuff done. I did swing by the post office today and asked for a P.O. box that's kind of like by my old hometown. And, man, they still want $120 damn for the year. I guess that's not bad. I might end up doing that, actually. I need to. I haven't even, like, tried to set up my check from YouTube. I need to get on it. Yo, when you got something like this truck payments due, you hold on to the money until you know for sure you need to spend it. Without a doubt, you hold on to that money until you have a bill due when you're living like this. And that's why I haven't got a P.O. box. It's because I'm stuck in a perpetual state of unknown. Which way do I go, George? Which way do I go, George? Which way do I go? Like, seriously. Like, I can go get a post box, but that's going to throw me off another $120. What if that $120 is what I need to damn secure my truck? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? And then I just filled up my gas tank, so I don't even have what I thought I did now. But it's fine. At least it wasn't $150, and it did fill it all the way up. It filled it up, honey. It's above that line, so that's good. Once it gets past that quarter line, once it gets down to 3/4 a tank, it just damn drains out of it. My truck payment, I'm short like $300 and, hold on one second, $300 name. Some sweet lady named, Jesus, my brain. Thank you, Daniel, and Little Wavy, and, y'all, Regal, I think is the last name. R-I-G-E-L, ain't that, Regal? Riggle? R-I-G, Fig. Yeah, Wriggle. It starts with a name. I see you in your, I guess that's your hubby. I love when people have, like, real pictures on their thing. Like, mine's old. That was from where I was. So, you know what's crazy? Look at my profile picture on here, and then look at me now. That's how much I've aged in just 2 years of living out of my car. My profile picture on there is me. And that's when that picture was taken when I was working at the bar in Jacksonville. Summer before last. Just in 2 years, I've aged like 5 years, you guys. I'm not even exaggerating. You can't avoid it. Like, mine is for multiple reasons. Number one, the element of living out of your vehicle. You're living in the elements. So your skin is going to be exposed to, more humidity, more different elements like heat and all of that. The dry weather in the winter will dry your skin out. You will be chapped, honey, all the time. You got to get you some damn Vaseline and slather that stuff on. It's gold. Literally. It's gold. Like, liquid gold. But petroleum, honey. Science. I love that stuff. So the elements will age you, but not only that, the stress of living like this, living like the unknown, it'll age you too. Trying to think about oh shit, that was me. I'm an idiot. My knee just hit the turn. Did y'all hear that? Y'all ever do that and you're like, freak yourself out? Oh, I'm trying to get my window covers up so I can get in the bed and change my clothes. I know I'm going to have to get up in a little while and run to the restroom, but it's okay. It's like literally 50 yards away. This is one of those places where I know everybody, so like I feel more comfortable. Y'all remember I went to that Dollar General today and that lady was in there just talking up a storm to me. She was so nice. Like, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the treatment that you get in small towns. You don't get that stuff nowhere else. People are so, I don't know what to call it. Like they're, I don't know, busy, preoccupied, self-centered. I don't know. They just don't make connections like they used to. Like, I remember when I was growing up, my mama, she knew everybody in the whole darn town. And they used to call each other and send each other damn letters. And like, Christmas time, the whole fireplace would be nothing but like random cards from like random neighbors and stuff, and you just don't see that much anymore. I think the last time I saw a Christmas card like that, it was from the pastor of the church that I was talking about, Elevation, that Stephen Furtick and his wife with their kids, they sent freaking out Christmas cards to everybody. And that's the last time I've seen something like that, but it definitely reminded me of my mama. Of course, they're doing it to get church funds, but to scam on people, in my opinion. But I'm going to put my towel up here to kind of just dry a little bit. I actually am going to put this here, and then I'm going to put this over there. I just try to put the towel on something that's either hard or keeping it off the seat. I still haven't washed these seats. We were supposed to do that like 2 weeks ago. This is what I'm saying. The stress from this, I can't even like focus on. I definitely have to get up tomorrow and do laundry without a doubt. I don't have anything to wear. This whole back floorboard is full of dirty clothes. I literally spilled coconut water on this sheet. Remember the other night I told you I fell asleep with a can of coconut water? First of all, this is usually packed up. It's usually comfortable in here. Because I haven't known what was going on with the truck, I had to go clean everything out and, to figure out. I didn't want to lose all of my personal property. And my abuser started texting me, and that has triggered something in me that one day I was depressed, the next day I was happy when I saw my doctor, and now I'm back. And this is what I'm trying to explain, is that I can't put it into words, but I definitely probably should. It's one of those moments. It's like, do I need to be hospitalized because I just am having an out-of-body experience from all of the stress right now? Yeah. Yeah. But in the morning, we're going to get up. We're going to strip the bed. We're going to get the coconut water out of our sheets. I did grab Listen, even in my urgent to wash clothes, I kind of, honestly, I've been enjoying just having like 3 or 4 things to wear, which is weird because I have a ton of clothes, and y'all see my dressers in here. I usually have like dressers, and like it's nice in here and organized when I have everything set up. I wonder if these lights still work. Am I losing my mind? Usually there's a box that you can turn these on, and I don't even... Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Oh, I found it. All right, let's see if there's a battery in there. Oh, I'm surprised these things didn't melt in the summer heat. Can you see that? No. Hold on one second. Oh, there they go. Oh. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. All right, now where'd the damn top go? I want to make sure that these batteries don't explode in here one day in this heat, so I'm looking for the cap to that. Be nice if I found a $100 bill back in here, because let me tell you. There we go. Is that better? So, I wanted to build something on this wall, like a cork board or something. So, can y'all, there we go. Okay. So, that's just cardboard up there that I had cut out. I just cut it out and insert some there. This is my second time making these window covers. They're super thick and durable, and yeah, they just slide in. I got peepholes. Anyways, I would like to build some kind of shelving system right here. You know what I mean? To have like cubby holes. No, it can't touch that window, because if something touches that window, it could bust it out. But I could start it like right here where this trim starts, and make some kind of like, either like some kind of cork, like a pegboard type of situation, or just build a damn shelf. I found the top. Or just build a damn shelf. The great thing is that the floor is even on each side over here. You see those? I could use those. Oh, sorry. I could use those metal things to support the wood. You see what I'm saying? There's one on each side, so, and they're even. So I don't know. I could come up with a shelving system and use those bolts to bolt the damn thing down to the ground. I know that much. I'm trying to put these batteries back in here. I forgot I even had these lights back here, because I never use them, because I never turn the lights on, because people are creepy. Every time I turn the lights on, some weirdo is trying to look in my windows. Alright, so you see how it's got like the car insulation? I've never had an issue with bugs getting in here. Y'all, when I first moved in here, that was one of my biggest fears. I was like, oh God, all them roaches from the Wendy's gonna crawl up in my car in the middle of the night. I've never, thank God, ever had a problem. I did think that I had a mouse in here once. Y'all remember that? And I haven't seen him. If he does live in here, I ain't seen him. Sometimes I hear stuff out there and I'm like, is that something moving? And it's an animal. It'll be cats, raccoons. I have those like run up on the car all the time. Cats, raccoons, they'll be hanging off the darn muffler, you know, or the tailgate. I've seen raccoons back there before too. I'll pull the window cover down and there'll be like 2 raccoons back there looking at me. Like, all right, y'all have a good night. I'm just gonna go to sleep. I knew this girl once that damn had a raccoon as a pet. She domesticated it. She like found it, and that thing went around with her like a kangaroo in a kangaroo pouch. I'm not even joking. That thing had claws like this long, and they are cute though. And he was sweet. He was all right. But you can get the rabies, so don't you be touching no wild animals, okay? You don't want the rabies, honey. And I definitely don't need the rabies. I'm already crazy enough. Jesus, could you imagine me with the rabies? Imagine me with the rabies. All right, we need a nightgown. Oh, there's a shirt. Perfect. Perfecto. So I'm going to put this on. Excuse me. Yeah, I just feel a lot more comfortable in my town, like close to like where I grew up, because every time I go into the damn city, there's a problem. And, like, it's just unbelievable how ridiculous people are. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. To believe or not to believe. We gotta watch that on this channel one time, y'all. It's just so funny. It's just, like, literally one of the funniest things ever. Well, I was up in the club. And we was popping bottles. Court proceedings, and she's saying this. It's so funny. Her weave caught on fire, and so she sued, what was it, Gucci Mane? We talked about this yesterday. So she sued him in court because her weave caught on fire. It's hilarious. Alright. It's so funny. So I have one shirt to wear tomorrow. And one clean pair of pants. And that's it. So we definitely, this whole pile is dirty. So I don't want to put them back in my book bag because I don't want my book bag to stink. Oh, there's another bottle of water. Yep, everything's dirty. I'm like, where is... I hope it don't get cold tonight because if it does, I'm going to freeze. I ain't got no blanket. It'll be fine. I got that jacket down here. I got this cow print jacket. It ain't going to get that cold. I mean, it's still 88 degrees outside. But I got this cow print jacket if I need it. And a pair of blue jeans, which I wouldn't want to sleep in those. But listen, coconut water ain't never killed nobody. So if worse comes to shove, I will crawl under this blanket right here because this mattress ain't bad. Other than my hair, there's nothing on the mattress. I just spilt a little bit of water, and it's okay. Just straightening everything up. I need some shorts or something. Like, I thought we grabbed more than one pair. All I see here is 2 pairs of shorts. No, there's 3. 1, 2, 3. So we did grab 3 pairs of shorts, but apparently none of them's clean. Okay. So, well, all right. It looks like we're wearing dirty shorts to bed because I don't have... Legitimately, this is what I'm saying. So I'm going to definitely have to, even though I like the book bag thing, not having options and not having what I need is, yeah, just having 2 or 3. See, I've never tried to just live on 3 pairs of shorts and 3 t-shirts. And we tried that. And all my stuff's already dirty like day 2. So this is not a viable option even if I enjoy it. So now it's just picking the least dirtiest pair of shorts. Honestly, probably the ones I had on today. Squeeze me. And in the morning when I wake up, I'll actually probably put those clean pants on. Or, ouch, my shoulder, y'all. Oh, that's another thing it said online. I read somewhere that it said that stress, if you have an injury, like to your body or something like that. Sorry, I'm smelling these shorts. I just want to make sure they're not like filthy. And actually, those orange ones are damp. I guess from where I just got out of the shower. I must have like dried my shoes off with them. I'm putting the ones that I spilt coconut water on back on because those are the cleanest ones. Ain't that pitiful, y'all? Pitiful. Just pitiful. Listen, you gotta do what you gotta do. You definitely don't want to be laying up in here with no drawers on, honey. That would be stupid. Don't do that. Stupid. So, this whole mattress topper is gonna come off of here. It's like literally coming off. There we go. Oh, damn, I spilled damn coconut water. I'm gonna have to damn strip this tomorrow. I can't believe I did that. You can literally see a little bit of a stain on the damn cover. It looks like I spilt something. I mean, because I did. Because I did. I'm trying to fix this. It's a mess. This dysfunction. Y'all, first of all, I don't think I've ever slept on this mattress without a mattress cover, first of all. This is how I know I'm super stressed out. Because you don't even know what you're like, what is going on? Why didn't I do laundry today? Why didn't I do laundry yesterday? Because you don't know which way to go. Is it even worth doing laundry for? Am I even going to be making it tomorrow? Like, I don't know. You just get stuck, you know? You just get stuck, and you can't think, and you feel like anything and everything you're doing is not working. I just want to work. All right. I feel like I'm out of breath. All them damn cigarettes you be smoking. Not cigarettes, but vapes. Alright, that's better. Yeah, so the mattress, like, not on the boxes, it slants. And that's the problem. I'm wondering if I can try to scoot it over. Here's my Excedrin for in the morning. Oh, let me see if I can scoot this over. Ouch, I hit my foot. I think you can see what I mean. You see there's like a foot of space right here? I'm trying to push it more that way so that I can get it on an even surface. Oh, sorry. I'm just kicking granola everywhere. Oh, that's why my shoulder hurts doing shit like that. Granola. There we go. So it said that sometimes it can take a wound longer to heal if you're stressed out. Okay, I think this is going to be better. Okay, I think this is much better, y'all. I think this is a lot better. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I don't know if I can sleep with my head like this. You see this door getting in the way? This is what I was talking about. So if you have a truck and you're thinking about getting in the back of your truck, you got to get the bed above this window sill. If you can get the bed above this window sill, you'll add about 1.5 feet of freaking space. It's this that's preventing me from laying my head back, but above the windowsill that's not up there like that. So you just got to be innovative, honey. So I lifted the bed up off the floor. Now, unfortunately, that made me feel a little unsafer because these doors do add a layer of protection. So, I mean, bullets can still come through them. Don't get it twisted, honey. If they shooting, they still gonna come through the car if they aimed at you. You know what I mean? But, it would add some layer of protection to have that door behind my head or whatever. I usually back in so that if any bullets come through the car, they gotta come through all the way through the front to the back. So, it's sad that I even have to prepare like that. But thanks, Mom and Dad, for putting the fear of ISIS in me. So, I'm going to go to bed and relax, finally. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I'll sleep, honestly. I don't sound like I'm about to go to sleep, do I? Let's see if I got some nighttime PM or something. Oh, let's eat something first. That's what we'll do. Finally eat something. There you go. I want to try, I think I want this egg salad sandwich. There we go. I wish I had Wi-Fi over here, but they don't. Yeah, they are crazy and immature. So we'll cut them off. How about that? Tomorrow, I'm going to get up and do laundry, and I am going to the gym. I mean, my shoulder's so messed up. I've been waiting. Like, I don't know what's wrong with it, so, yeah. It could have been, like I said, I think it was coming from me laying down in the bed, and I would freaking go to move my pillow, and I was twisting my arm a certain way to move my pillow. Do you get what I'm saying? And I think that I pulled something in my arm laying in this bed like this without enough space. That sucks. Oh God, this feels like dry. Oh, it ain't bad. Egg salad? I want to try one of those egg salad on the fluffy white bread, the Japanese egg salad. It ain't bad. I usually like these, but I usually like them with hot sauce. Yeah, when I have my stuff in here, I actually have things to sit everywhere. Like, you know, I can sit stuff everywhere. When my truck is fully packed up, it's actually very comfortable. Oh, damn. Oh, darn. I done dribbled. I got a hole in my lip. Damn, and crumbs on my thigh. Hole in my lip and crumbs on my thigh. Where are my damn baby wipes? Y'all know I can't live without these, right? I'm just telling you that they really help with van life, gym life, kid life. Baby wipes are like a miracle. I want to try one of those eggs. They're beet eggs. I love these. I recently saw that they had a version at Walmart. I don't know. I think it was only one Walmart. Oh, man, there's no juice in the bottom. That's the best part. I usually take some of those little sauces and put them on there. All right, I got to be strategic about this because that juice, if it gets on anything, honey, it's going to stink to high heavens. Boiled eggs. Anybody want a boiled egg? Boiled egg. Get you a boiled egg. So it's dark purple. Hold on. Oh, it's like this dark purple. It's beets. They color it with beets. They're beet eggs. They're delicious. Look at the inside. So good. I want to try one of them dead eggs. You know, the ones that, like, they're supposed to be, like, old. They're old eggs, but it's a hard-boiled egg. And I think they eat them in Japan, too. I really want to go to Japan one day. It's, like, literally on my top 10 list. But, there's so much food that I want to try there. And, of course, sights I want to see. But, what is it called? It's like an old egg. And it's like half of an embryo. And it's aged. And you crack the shell open and you eat this embryo out. They say it's delicious. I forgot the mayonnaise. My thing broke. It says red beet, but hard-boiled eggs pre-pickled in a brine solution of water, sugar, distilled vinegar, red beet juice. So it just adds this like tinge of flavor. It's similar to the pickled eggs that you would get like at a bar back in the day. Y'all remember like the biker bars back in the day? You'd show up at the bar and there'd be those pickled sausages and the eggs on the bar. It's similar to that, but not the strong taste of vinegar like those. These are sweeter from the beet juice, but there's a hint of vinegar to them. So it's really delicious. And they're good for you. You can have as many of these as you want and you don't have to feel bad. Legitimately. You can eat a dozen damn eggs. All it's going to do is help your cause. So that's what I'm saying. If you're an eater, I used to be a huge eater when I was an alcoholic. Well, I wasn't an alcoholic. I was drinking a lot. But you know what I mean. I used to be a huge eater. That's how I gained all that weight. And I still am. I'm definitely a foodie. It's just stress, man. You can't. I don't know how people eat at all when they have bills due. If I got less than $10,000 in the bank, I'm spiraling. I'm panicking. You know what I mean? Like, people don't get it. And it's just like, I'm losing my mind. We got to make a plan right now. What are we about to do? Buy a business? Build a house? I don't know. We got to do something, damn it. We got to come up with a plan, Stan. Okay? I'm sick of being poor. I was going to put extra mayonnaise on it, but honestly, it doesn't need it. Oh, my elbow hurts. Can y'all believe I done that? It was on the leather. Right here. So what happened was, when I was talking to y'all yesterday, I had my elbow on this leather. It's leather, and my freaking, I don't know, man. I guess the friction made my skin peel back. Look at that. It looks like a huge cigarette burn, doesn't it? But it's right in the middle of my elbow, man. I must have been putting so much friction on that darn leather. Because it like, it's almost like carpet burn, but it was leather burn. When I tell you that it hurts and I kept hitting it everywhere today because it's in a weird spot. I hit it on my truck door like 4 times. I hit it in Planet Fitness on the water fountain. Like, I was just dinging it everywhere. In the tanning bed, I hit it. I'm just like, oh my God, it hurts. It's in the worst spot. Why? Of course it is. Would it be me if it wasn't? Y'all are going to learn I got the worst luck. I've always had bad luck. I don't know if it's luck or if it's karma. I mean, once again, if it's karma, it came for how I treated my mom before she died. So if it's karma, it's definitely because of the way that I treated my mom. I wasn't like rude or anything. I could have never been rude to my mom. She would have bitch slapped the hell out of me. But I ignored her a lot when I ran away from home. Okay, that could have broke her heart. It had to have. Thinking that somebody snatched me at my job. Like, how horrible. I ran away when I was 15. I was 16. There's a newspaper article somewhere in my hometown because it was in the news, and I have a copy of it somewhere. I just don't know where. But I'll find it one day, and y'all can see the news article from when I went missing. I was working at Sonic, and my stepdad started abusing me real bad sexually, and I mean, real bad or not, 1 time or 2 times, it doesn't matter. It just, the whole act itself kind of sent me into fight or flight. Excuse me, Jesus, the demon's coming out my soul. I'm trying to cut this darn fan off, but I keep hitting the button too many times and it like turns back on. All right. Why do you build me up, Buttercup, baby, just to let me down? That's what I thought of when I said Buttercup. Sorry. And worst of all, you never call, baby, when you say you will. I need you. I need sleep. That's what I need. I'm delirious. All right, let's smoke. I wanted to eat something before it because sometimes marijuana takes my appetite away. But I don't smoke during the day usually. I might start hitting in about, I don't know, it depends on the day I'm having. If you want to call me and stress me out first thing in the morning asking me for money, I don't have. I might start pretty early. Woo. But if I can make it through the day and actually go to work and do my classes online, then I don't start till evening. And that's what I'm striving towards. I'm like, how can I be as busy as possible and preoccupied with, something good? Hell, but this is a whole lot better than where I was at, 5 years ago. So I don't think that I give myself enough credit. Like, it's literally only been 4 years since I got clean. And in that 4 years, I bought a truck. I took classes in school. I've worked several different jobs that now make me realize that which way in my career I want to go. And, you know, I don't give myself enough credit. It's not easy making big decisions. I need you more than anything, darling. Burn down, 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 down. You ever slap me around, it's gonna be a bad day for you, bro. I promise. Be calling my friend Becky like, Becky, you need to come get me and bring the shovel. No, I'm joking. Kind of. Just don't hunt me down off the internet and we're fine. How about that? How about don't? Yeah. I will never, ever not show somebody when I feel creeped out again after that guy hunted me down at Myrtle Beach. I should have punched him in the face, honestly. I mean, you know, that would have been the most logical response to being hunted down off the internet. But, you know, what do I know? I think that I played it smart, though, because I was like, yeah, let me get your number. And then that made him, like, kind of, like, think that, you know, I was interested. Because ultimately, we would find out that he hunted me down off the internet to ask me on a date. Which is wild. Bro. You know, so, yeah. But also, it was kind of one of those learning moments. Because it shows you guys exactly how men come into your life like that. And they're able to get... Imagine if I was 18 and I was honestly like, he was the last person on earth that I could, you know, maybe potentially rely on. When you're 18, you're easily persuaded. You're still naive. I don't care what maybe you're different. Maybe you're fucking, you got the 30-year-old mentality. Okay, well, I didn't have it. Okay? I didn't. I wasn't an adult till I was 30. So, and that's a freaking fact. That is a fact. I was not even aware until I was 30. It's like, and I don't even remember half of my life because of that. Like, I don't understand, but that's drugs for you. You know, that's drugs for you. And also Trump. And yeah, that's how they get you. Because remember, he hunted me down and he said that he was going to give me gas. He was going to give me some money. He said that his friend told him that I was in need and stranded, which was true. But that doesn't mean hunt me down. Like... I don't know, man. But, you know, to him, in his head, he's the savior. So he thinks he's doing something right. Yeah. But, yeah, I was like, yeah, let me get your number. So he says, my friend sent me looking for you. And I was at Myrtle Beach, and I was at a Planet Fitness in Conway. If you know the area, you know that there's about 6 different Planet Fitnesses right off the highway going up that highway from South Myrtle to Conway, and or North Myrtle to Conway. Anyways, he had to have gone to every single Planet Fitness, and when he found me, he said, yeah, I've been looking for you. So he told me he was looking for me because he told me, you know. And then he says, yeah, I don't watch you, but my friend does. But remember, when he pulled up, I was on live with you guys. And I almost swung the camera around, and I should have. But I was like, I don't want to make him feel uncomfortable and make him think I'm crazy. I should have been thinking about the opposite way. Who is this creep over here in a work truck, you know, in the Planet Fitness parking lot? He's not a Planet Fitness member. He doesn't wear gym clothes. I should have been inspecting him. This is why we have profiling, though. Because if I would have assessed that situation and looked at him and paid him some like if I would have been aware. Like I saw him pull up, I was like, that's kind of weird. And then I went back to you guys. If I would have assessed the situation, I probably wouldn't have been able to see immediately that this guy had found me off the internet. His body language would have told me if I was paying attention to him. And I blew it off and got in the back seat to pack my gym bag. And I get off live with you guys and I look up because I hear a tap on my driver's side window and it was him standing out there. He had When he initially pulled into the Planet Fitness parking lot, he was right in front of me. But when I got off of live, he pulled up right beside me. So he was watching me on live. And that's so creepy. Like, and I didn't even want to crack the window. And this is why in the past few weeks it's gotten worse. I'm like, nope, I'm not opening the fucking door. Nope, I don't answer the door, because this is why. Like, I don't care if it's security. I've still had security be fucking weird towards me. I've had security hit on me. I've had sheriffs hit on me. I've had deputies hit on me. Y'all don't understand. So, like, I'm not paranoid. I have legitimate fucking concerns. And I'm not going to be gaslit by anybody. If you don't want to hear about what I'm going through, then just don't be here for me. I can't help it. This is what I go through on a daily basis. So that's what I'm talking about. So, he says, yeah, my friend sent me to look for you, and he didn't have no gas. He says, yeah, he wanted me to bring you some gas. He says that you need an oil change, and he's like, yeah, he was going to give you some money. He says, I can't do your oil change right now. I got to go to Emerald Isle, but I'll be back. And I'm like, this dude is so full of shit. Like, I knew immediately he was full of shit. And I said, and the reason I wanted to give him my number was because I wanted to see what he was going to say. I actually thought he was going to try to proposition me money for sex, but I wanted to see what he was going to say, because of course I was going to come tell y'all. Of course. Like, yeah, but we was going to play into that. You know what I mean? Just for a second. Hold on. I got somebody being creepy. Oh, never mind. Oh, no. Are they? What they doing, Willis? What they doing? I like to watch people. Oh, Lord, she dropping stuff. She making donations. They probably doing donations. You got to watch it, y'all. People are crazy. I parked here one night and had two guys beating on the side of my car. They were like trying to bully me out of my parking spot. They were mad that I got here before them, and they were beating on the side of my car for like 3 hours. And I'm petty. I'm not moving. I'm not moving, and I dare you to flatten a tire. I dare you. You going to jail if you do. Everybody knows who you are here. You're a van lifer just like I am. You think they don't know who you are? Like, go ahead and go to jail if you want to, dumbass. But, you know, it's just crazy. Like that security last night. Of course I'm talking shit. Do you know how annoyed I am getting bothered and woke up 10 times a damn week? 1 minute's the sheriff's office. You can't park here. The next minute is a crazy van lifer. That's my parking spot. Let me do donuts around you and act crazy over a parking spot. Like, y'all say I'm crazy? No, I deal with real crazy every single day. And it literally drives me crazy. You were seeing the after effects of insanity in society. Seriously. Walk into a grocery store and there's chicken guts all over the damn checkout lane, but I'm crazy? You want to put your damn fruits and vegetables in some salmonella? Go ahead. I don't. And I give a lot of money to Walmart to make sure that they have workers to clean that stuff up. It's that simple. People have gotten comfortable with the slackness in life. Everybody is slack out here. Everybody. Not everybody. I'm sorry. The majority. Like I said, nobody even cares to do their job because they're not making enough money. I see how those things go hand in hand. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't care if I was making $2 an hour or $20 an hour. I've always cared about my job no matter what I was doing. But that's probably because my parents literally beat work ethic into me. So, I actually hold myself to a very high standard when I hold a job, professional and, ethically. I've worked at so many bars and, I don't know. Here's the thing that I found about that, though. One of the reasons I wanted to leave the bar scene is because all of my good values are not valued at these bar positions. We're talking about men that want, bar owners that want to get laid, so they open a bar. It doesn't matter if it's a restaurant. I mean, obviously, I was just working at a restaurant, and these people were trying to pimp me out and sleep with me. So you see what I'm saying? That's why I wanted to get away from the bar industry. So I started at a restaurant, and it was the same shit. And then a lot of these people get into that field with the intention of having access to young girls. It's absolutely crazy, but it's true. And, they buy businesses where they can kill themselves drinking every day. We saw that at the winery that I worked at. That woman was a nurse, an x-ray technician before she ruined her life with alcohol. And, you know, she'll probably never stop drinking. She's like 60 years old or 50 something, and she'll probably never stop drinking. It's sad, but I have to get away from people like that because I don't want to drink. I don't want to do drugs. I want to be normal, but I'm under so much stress, I can't even think. It sucks. I don't understand why when I was doing drugs, life was easier. But it goes back to when I didn't respect myself, everybody respected me. And now that I respect myself, nobody respects me. And it has a lot to do with people not respecting themselves. People will be envious of you for just loving yourself and being a happy person. People envy that. And they'll try to damn snuff your light out because you got a little bit of shine to you. Watch out for people that are envious of that, because they will be working against you when, you know, you're trying to work with them. And you don't need friends like that in your life. I would rather be alone, honestly. You see where I'm at. Quite content unless I can't damn pay my bills and find a damn job. Honestly, man, there's this class that I want to take this semester. And I hope that I can take it. She says she didn't know if they have a late start for the program. So I want to, but I'll find out if I'm too late for school. I would like to take at least 2 classes again. Even if I get them done 2 every damn semester, something will get done. It'll be slowly, very slowly, but surely, you know. And I don't know. You know, when I got straight A's, and oh my God, y'all. So I only took 2 classes, okay, at the community college, and it was online, and it was easy peasy lemon squeezy. But I got A's, and I don't think I ever even had A's when I was in school. Like, I was not a good student. You know, the abuse at home kept me from being able to focus in school. So I don't think I ever got A's like that before. But I couldn't even enjoy that. Just like when this channel got monetized, I couldn't even enjoy that. It seems like a lot of the small things that I have successes in, or small goals that I achieve, I can't even be happy for it because of all the because of all the mistakes of my life. It sucks. It sucks. I look tan, don't I? I put on some lotion. I look tan. I'm going to bed. I'm going to stop blabbing. I hope y'all have a good evening. I'm going to try to take a melatonin and, like, turn my brain off. We'll talk tomorrow, though. I hope y'all have a good evening. I might try to go by, like, one more financial institution and after a loan. I don't have... It sucks because if I still had the tiny house, then I could go get a loan. I could use that as collateral, but I sold it. Had to. Didn't have any choice. My abuser was trying to take it. It was either sell it or let that son of a bitch have it. So I sold it. And the money went to pay my bills. Truck payment, insurance, storage shed. That's how it is. But people that don't have bills will be in my comments telling me how to spend my money, even though mom and daddy provides everything for them. Let me tell you, honey. You guys be safe tonight. I'm going to eat the rest of my egg salad and take my ass to bed. Take my ass to bed. I think this is going to be a little more comfortable. I really do. I got it. Can y'all see it? It's like, it's at an angle. It's like slanted downwards. I don't know if y'all can see. So I'm going to put my feet in that corner, and then I'm going to put my head all the way up here. And I usually sleep with my hair up in a clip. That's another thing I meant to tell y'all. Ladies, if you are sleeping with your hair down, you got to put it up, babe. And actually, if you can get a bonnet, get you a bonnet. I used to have a really nice silk one that my neighbor made me years ago. I was probably 14. Yep, I was in high school. It's when I moved to Greensboro. And my neighbor, she used to make them, and they were, oh my God, y'all, they were so pretty. And my hair used to be so nice after wearing one of those bonnets. I need a new one. I tried one from the Dollar Tree, but it didn't work. It was like cheaply made. I usually use a clip, but this is good enough for now. I just want to be able to see if I can. Okay, I think this is a little better. Hold on. I feel like, get out my feet, perverts. Not all of you, but you know who you are. it's still not working, man. It's just, I can't explain it. It's just not comfortable, y'all. I'm like hanging off the edge right here, like about to fall on the floor. I need to figure something out, because this stresses me the frick out. I wouldn't even be going through this right now if I wouldn't have ever allowed anybody in my life again. This is why. This is why I don't ever want to have to go through this again. Like, ever. This is why I have not allowed anyone into my life. It's been, how long have I been isolating? 2 years. 2 years. It's been almost 2 years. It's when I moved to Florida. That's when I like I said, I got clean. I got in a relationship. That went south. And I moved to Florida. I had to move to Florida to get away from this person because I couldn't control myself. I kept going back into the situation. So I moved to Florida to literally get out of another relationship. So, you know, I don't want to be in that situation anymore. I don't want nobody around me. If it ain't damn a friendship, I don't want it. And, you know, that's another thing that is wrong with the younger generation. Every time I've had, like, these younger guys hit on me and stuff, it kind of freaks me out, number one. But also, when I've tried to be normal and be like, yeah, we can talk and be friends, but I'm not looking for anything, they don't know how to act. They don't even know what that means. They are so confused, you know? And it's because hookup culture is so prevalent. That's what I was going to tell you. Okay, one last thing before I go to bed. I'm sorry. I was going to tell you this in the Dollar Central today. Hookup culture. Okay. This stuff that you're watching, whether it's Instagram, porn, we all know that it desensitizes you. It sets unrealistic standards with your partner. But not only that, it makes your partner insecure because your partner doesn't feel up to par with who they are, because you're over here staring at Jessica's ass when your girlfriend Kim has a really nice ass and a much better ass. Because she's not putting it all over Instagram like Jessica. You see what I'm saying? So it just sets, listen, if you're serious about a relationship, that is the last thing that needs to be on your phone, on your mind. You know, I literally got on Instagram today, so I have an Instagram. I don't really use it. Social media is just so fake to me. It's so fake, y'all, and it's so hard. Like, YouTube I can do because I can be me. I can say, I can talk, I can connect. But Facebook and Instagram, it's a very surface level thing. And I literally opened my Instagram. I downloaded Instagram on one of my devices and opened it up. And the first thing I saw was some girl doggy style in a thong, bent over in like bondage equipment. Let me tell y'all something. I don't care if you glance at it for a second. That does something to your brain that is not natural. That is not good for your spirit. That's not good for your mind. It's not good for your soul. That is evil, and that is the devil trying to tempt you. It's took me just a few years to realize how evil that stuff is, and how it affects your relationship, and how it damages the foundation of your relationship. Like, y'all be out here with damn just tendering it up, don't you? Just swiping and swiping. And I've had these things, and I told you guys I got rid of them. I have zero desire. I tried not Tinder, but I've had a Tinder before, but back in the day, and I don't think I've ever even met anybody off Tinder. Not that I can remember. But I haven't been an angel, you know. I had what's the other one? Plenty of Fish back in the day. And I'm trying to think of the other one that was more like upper scale. I've had a few dating apps, and they're never good. You can't even have real conversations with people on there. It's so fake. It's fake. It's surface level. It's like, I don't know. I just can't do it, though. The Instagram and the Facebook and stuff like that. Like, I am one day. One day I'll get there. One day I'll get there. But I just mentally cannot right now, because I feel like that it would take me away from being, I don't know. I just feel like it would take me away from being as genuine as I am. Hashing old shit out. Does that make sense? Because it's literally, it's literally not worth my time to stress myself over something that I can't control. And another thing, when I saw that stuff on Instagram, I was like, wow, this has turned into a soft porn site. And like, there's kids all over Instagram. Like, this is what I'm saying. They're blurring the lines of reality of what's acceptable and what's not. It should be very clear to you that women in underpants, spread eagle, doggy style, is not acceptable for children. And there's no way to filter that stuff out. That's the problem. Just like YouTube, there's no way to filter out the yoga girls with their damn legs behind their ears trying to turn into a pretzel. It's just, it's pollution, and it's disgusting, and it's vile, and it desensitizes you to the point that you don't even, you know, it pollutes your mind. You don't even know what's real. You don't even know what a real relationship is. And let me tell you something, a real relationship, the furthest thing on your mind, one of the further, I mean, sure, you need to be attracted to somebody. But if you are looking for a real relationship, sex is going to be one of the last things that you talk about before you have sex. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's a progression of two adults getting to know each other, and essentially, you know, I don't want to say, I don't know, essentially you are picking out your partner, and sex gets in the way of that. If you were sleeping with somebody, then you're polluting your mind, and you are going to get bamboozled by that sex, okay? And it never ends well, does it? Those hookups, they never end well. It's not good for your soul. It's not good for your spirit. Me personally, I've been in long-term relationships. I have had a hookup. I've had my promiscuous moments in life, but nothing like what I see nowadays. And that is what really concerns me, you know? Yeah. It's really bad out here, and y'all need to stay safe. If you are having sex, wrap it up. Don't be, in my opinion, you shouldn't be having premarital sex, but also I don't think you should rush to get married at 18 years old. So, you know, I am of no help. But I just have some type of feeling about this internet stuff and the AI stuff that's coming out, and the AI, you know, none of this stuff's good. None of it's good, and y'all need to stop giving your kids phones, please. Like, I'm so scared for all these young girls and little boys out here. And I was watching some internet thing. They were talking about kids getting kidnapped off the internet, and it was talking about how it never happens like a parent think it's gonna happen. And I'm just like, I gotta stay off YouTube. I'm stressing myself out more. I love you guys. We're gonna talk in the morning. I'm gonna get some sleep. I want to take one of those melatonins, but they make me feel hungover, so I'm not. So we're going all natty tonight. So hopefully I can get some sleep tonight, because that butthole last night that kept driving by. I mean, y'all, I'm going to shut up. I could never treat somebody like that. I don't care if my feelings were hurt. I have a fucking life. I got to be up in the morning. I don't have time to go keep you up. What is wrong with people? Be safe out there. I hope y'all have a great night. Pray for me, because God knows I need it. I'm going to find me a claw clip and crawl in the bed. Sweet dreams, y'all.